Okay, guys, if you will flip to in your packet to writing linear equations with point slope, this is notes 3-9. Once you're here, we're not going to do all of them. We're going to do the front page and then one on the back. So when you're doing this is actually a really easy formula. We're going to spend a couple of days working this formula. So to write the equation of a line passing through a point x1 and y1 and a slope, you can use the point slope formula. This is another formula that you need to know, but it is on the formula chart. And it's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Okay, I am going to underline y1, m, and x1. The reason I'm underlining those are the three things you're going to plug in. Once you have them plugged in, all you're going to do is step 1, distribute, and step 2, solve. Okay, so here we go. When I have the point 41 and the slope of 2, this is my x1 and my y1. And remember, slope stands for m, so that's my m. I'm just going to plug in this equation. So I'm going to do y minus y1 is 1 equals m is 2, open parentheses, x minus x1 is 4, close parentheses. Now that I have it plugged in, step 1 is to distribute. So we're going to take 2 and we're going to multiply it by x. Well, 2 times x is 2x. And we're going to take 2 and multiply it by negative 4. So 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. I'm going to bring down y minus 1 on the other side with the equal sign. And from here, to get y by itself, I just need to add 1. When I add 1 to the other side, you need to make sure you add it to the negative 8 because it does not look like x. So make sure you put it under the thing that it looks like. A positive 1 and a negative 1 cancel, so that gives me y equals, the 2x stays the same, and a negative 8 plus a 1 is a negative 7. And that is my answer. Moving to example 2. This is my x1 and my y1. This is my m. So I'm going to plug in my formula. Y minus y1 is 4 equals m is 1/2 times x minus x1 is 2. If you need your calculator for this one, when you distribute, a half times x is a half x, and a half times negative 2. So we're going to put in a fraction times negative 2 gives me negative 1. That gives me y minus 4 equals is still left on that side. So to get the y by itself, all I have to do is add 4. And this gives me y equals 1/2 x, and a negative 1 plus a 4 is a positive 3. Okay, moving to example 3. This is my x1 and my y1, and this is my slope. So I'm going to do y minus 0 equals, we're going to put 2/3 into m, parentheses, x minus, and the x1 is negative 6. Now, for this one, I need you to notice that you have two negative signs right next to each other. When you have two negative signs right next to each other, we're just going to extend it and make it a plus sign because a double negative becomes a plus. And now I'm ready to distribute. So 2/3 times x is 2/3 x. And then 2/3 times 6, if you need your calculator, becomes 4. So I put plus 4. The y minus 0 doesn't do anything, so I just bring down y, and I have my equation. For number 4, this is my x1 and my y1. This is my m. We are going to do y minus negative 1 equals, for m, we're going to do negative 3 over 4, open parentheses, x minus, and x1 is negative 8. Okay, I have double negatives again. So remember, we just connect them and make it a plus. Connect them and make it a plus. Now I'm ready to distribute. negative 3 over 4 times x is negative 3/4 x. And then negative 3/4 times 8. So when I type it in the calculator, negative 3/4 times 8 is negative 6. I bring down the y plus 1 equals. To get y by itself, I just need to subtract 1. A positive 1 and a negative 1 cancel to give me y equals. I keep the negative 3/4 x, and a negative 6 and a negative 1 make negative 7. Moving to example 5. This is my x1 and my y1, and this is my m. So we're going to do y minus negative 3 equals negative 1, because that's my m, times x minus 4. Now I just check my double negatives. Since there's 2 together right there, I'm going to put them together and put a plus sign. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x, and negative 1 times negative 4 is a positive 4. I bring down y plus 3 equals, and to get y by itself, I just need to subtract 3. This gives me y equals, positive 3, negative 3 cancel. I keep negative 1x, and 4 and a negative 3 make a positive 1. Or you could do this as y equals negative x plus 1. Either way is okay. I would take either answer. For number 6, this is my x1 and my y1. This is my m. We're going to do y minus negative 9 equals 4, open parentheses, x minus 0. First thing I check for is some double negatives, which I do have a couple of double negatives. So right there, change it to a plus, and now I distribute. 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times 0 is 0. If you want to put the plus 0 so you know you multiplied, you can. If you don't want to write the plus 0, don't worry about it. I bring down y plus 9, and to get y by itself, I have to subtract 9. Now, when I subtract 9, I'm not subtracting it from 4x. I'm subtracting it from the 0. So this is why the 0 might be beneficial. A positive 9 and a negative 9 cancel to give me y equals. I keep 4x, and 0 and a negative 9 make negative 9. Okay, we're going to flip over on the back, and we're just going to do one problem on the back because I need to show you one more style. And then you're going to try some problems on your own. We don't need to do 16 of these. That takes too long. We're going to do number 13 because of that slope. This is my x1 and my y1, and this is my slope. Okay, y minus y1 is negative 4 equals m is 0 times x minus 3. The first thing I'm going to do is connect those double negatives and make it a plus. Well, 0 times x is 0 because 0 times anything is 0. So we don't write 0x. And then 0 times negative 3 is also 0. Well, I don't need to write 0 twice. So I just bring down y plus 4. To get y by itself, I subtract 4. So 0 minus 4 gives me y equals negative 4. Okay, so that's your notes for today. You're going to do a Delta Math. You have 10 questions. If you want to show your work on whiteboards, you may. And then you're done for the day. We are going to work this another day, so make sure you don't lose these notes. And if you have questions, please ask.